And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special segment on the 25th day of August. Well, once again, welcome to this show. And of course, today in Brisbane, it's a little bit cold, but it is sunny. So it is 14 degrees. And today we have first up the Daily India report from PIO TV. And right after that, at 10 a.m., we'll have the real estate update with Usichandra because it is Wednesday. And of course, we know it is the time of Janmashtami, and wishing everyone all the very best with the blessings of Lord Krishna be with you as you celebrate Krishna Janmashtami, wherever you might be celebrating. Well, right now, let's get straight into the Daily India report for today.
Welcome to the Daily India report that brings you glimpses of the changing India and the growing engagement of the Indian diaspora with India. In our first story, India has announced a plan to monetize $80 billion from existing assets to expand and speed up infrastructure creation in the country. Private participation will be sought but without transfer of government ownership. Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on 23rd August unveiled the National Monetization Pipeline that will generate further value for infrastructure creation in the country and explore innovative ways of private participation without transfer of government ownership. The 4-year National Monetization Pipeline, worth 600,000 crore rupees or $80 billion, will unlock value in brownfield projects by engaging the private sector, transferring to them the rights but not the ownership in projects, and using the funds for infrastructure creation across the country. Roads, railways and power sector assets will comprise over 66% of the total estimated value of the assets to be monetized, with the balance coming from sectors including telecom, mining, aviation, ports, natural gas and petroleum product pipelines, warehouses and stadiums. The minister said, quote, "There is no land here. This entire NMP is talking about brownfield projects where investments have already been made, where there is a completed asset which is either languishing or it is not fully monetized or is underutilized. So by bringing in private participation in this, you will be able to monetize it better and ensure further investment in infrastructure building." End quote. Among the key challenges that may affect the NMP roadmap are lack of identifiable revenue streams in various assets, level of capacity utilization in gas and petroleum pipeline networks, dispute resolution mechanism, regulated tariffs in power sector assets, and low interest among investors in national highways below 4 lanes, according to the NMP framework. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Angela Merkel discussed the Afghanistan situation, its implications and further strategies. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to German Chancellor Angela Merkel on 23rd August and discussed bilateral, multilateral and regional issues, including fast-changing developments in Afghanistan. Both sides agreed that peace and security must be preserved in the region, and utmost priority was to repatriate stranded people. Bilaterally, the two leaders discussed cooperation in COVID-19 vaccines, development cooperation with a focus on climate and energy, and fostering trade and economic relations. Modi and Merkel also discussed multilateral interest in the forthcoming COP26 meeting and the Indian initiative to promote a dialogue on maritime security at the United Nations Security Council. India and Germany agreed to promote inclusive cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region and strengthen the India-Germany strategic partnership. An Indian government committee has cautioned the country on a likely third wave of COVID-19 by October that could affect children. Reports say that a committee set up by the Union Home Ministry has said a third wave of COVID-19 disease may peak in October and children could be as severely affected as adults. In its report that has been submitted to the PMO, the committee has spoken about the critical need of pediatric facilities if a large number of children got infected by the virus. The committee has spoken about the critical need of pediatric facilities, including doctors, staff and equipment like ventilators and ambulances, if a large number of children got infected by the virus. It further said the available infrastructure was not close to the requirement if the need arose. Earlier, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia had hinted that children may start receiving their doses against the virus from September. The expert study titled Third Wave Preparedness, Children Vulnerability and Recovery found, like several other previous related works, while children may not be severely infected by the virus, they may pass it on to others. The UAE has allowed Indian passport holders to visit as tourists but with conditions. Here is a report. Indian passport holders who have not been to the country in the last 14 days can get tourist visas to the UAE, it has been reported. The facility has been extended to Nepal, Nigeria, Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Uganda as well, the Gulf News reported. Until now, only UAE citizens and transit passengers were allowed to fly to the UAE due to the coronavirus outbreak. Approval of tourist visas for Indian passport holders who have not been in the country in the last fortnight came as the UAE is slowly opening up its arrivals. All flyers will have to undergo a polymerase chain reaction test on the day of arrival and on the 9th day after arrival in the UAE. Stringent regulations imposed by China on foreign investment is good news for Indian tech startups. With stringent regulations imposed by China, Indian technology startups are getting record inflows of venture capital in 2021. They are expected to gain further as global capital moves away from Chinese tech companies. The Chinese government's continued crackdown on big tech firms could also trigger long-term changes in the way large internet companies are regulated globally. Currently, China gets more venture capital than India. But with the Chinese regulations choking investments, it will go somewhere, and with so much liquidity, emerging markets like India will get that allocation. India is the third biggest startup market after the US and China for investors to park their capital in at a time when there is increased liquidity in the market. So far this year, India has already seen 25 new unicorns and nearly $20.76 billion has been raised across 583 deals as of August 20th. In comparison, $11.1 billion was invested in Indian startups in 2020, with 12 companies turning unicorns. The ongoing China tech crackdown has resulted in over $500 billion being wiped out from Chinese tech stocks in a week, including from Alibaba Group, Kushao Technology and Tencent Holdings. Last week, the Chinese government introduced tougher data protection laws mandating how technology companies handle user data in a move that has alarmed investors. The tough regulatory oversight deepened last month when China, in a surprise move, banned private investments in the $100 billion education sector by stating that platforms teaching school subjects cannot receive foreign investments. The US Embassy has given the highest number ever of student visas to Indians in the year 2021. The USA Embassy in India has said that despite COVID-19, the US missions in India approved over 55,000 Indian students and exchange visitors visas in 2021, the highest number ever. A mission statement said more students are being approved every day. Ambassador Atul Keshup, the charge d'affaires at the US Embassy in India, said studying in the US was a unique experience for Indian students. He added that, quote, Indian students also enrich US society, achieve high levels of academic success and deepen the bonds of friendship between our countries. End quote. The COVID-19 second wave led to a 2-month delay in starting the student visa season that usually starts in May, but the consular teams were able to process more visas this year than pre-COVID. In July, consular teams worked not only to match but surpass their pre-COVID workload. Tracking the developments in Afghanistan from an India perspective, 78 people, including 25 Indian nationals, were being brought to New Delhi from Tajikistan's Dushanbe in a special Air India flight on 24th August. India has now evacuated nearly 540 people, including 475 of its nationals, on several flights from Kabul, Dushanbe and Doha. Nearly 200 people, including diplomats, officials and security personnel, posted at the Indian embassy and some Indian nationals were flown out of Kabul within 2 days of the Taliban capturing Kabul. Maestro, the Telugu remake of the hit Hindi film Andhadhun, will soon be premiered on the OTT platform Disney Plus Hotstar. The trailer of Nitin and Tamanna Starer was released by the makers on 23rd August. Trailer of a big Telugu film Maestro was released on 23rd August. The film stars Nitin, Tamanna and Nabha Natesh. Maestro is the official remake of the hit Hindi film Andhadhun. Nitin reprises the role of Ayushmann Khurrana. Tamanna will play the role of Tabbu. Director Sri Ram Raghavan's Andhadhun went on to become a blockbuster in 2019. The Telugu remake is produced by Shrestha Movies by Sudhakar Reddy and Nikita Reddy. Nitin pretends to be a blind man while Tamanna commits a murder. The comedy also features Harshvardhan and others. A talented musician who fakes being blind gets entangled in a web of crime and deceit, and what follows is a laugh and thrill riot. Maestro will be streamed on Disney Plus Hotstar and the makers will announce the release date soon. That's all for this bulletin of Daily India Report. Thank you for watching.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our daily India report. As we know, that's a new collaboration with PIO TV. PIO TV, which is run by the Gupta family, a family which is very close to us. We have known the family very well over the years. I'll show you some photos and videos of things that we have done together before. And Ken Gupta Saab and Munish, of course, who has been here to Brisbane as well. And we have always worked in with Gopio and in the PIO scene, of course, with the NRI PIO Chamber of Commerce as well. So, a good advocate, and this is a good way of reaching out to the Indian diaspora and sending news. So if you have any functions or events that you think should be featured on that, and if you have any clips forward to us, and we will make sure that it gets put onto that daily India report. So the format at the moment which we're trying out is 9 o'clock, daily India report in the news, and 10 o'clock our specialist program, such as the real estate update, which will be coming at 10 today, and tomorrow will be the travel updates with Tanvi Goyal, and on Fridays are the migration update with Suman Dua. So, 9 o'clock we'll try and keep it for the news. Well, right now, let's take what's happening right here in Queensland.
Another thing that the cab industry is doing to keep the community safe. This is all part of the industry's response to COVID-19.
It starts on Monday the 30th of August. It's a way of getting in touch with people who are in the cab earlier.
That'll mean that cab driving is going to be a safer thing for people to do, but it's also going to make sure that our cabs stay safe for customers.
Cab drivers will support it and help passengers who aren't familiar with mobile phones or QR codes to make sure they can get in the cab and ride safely.
If there's somebody that gets into a cab that's COVID positive, they'll be able to contact the driver, and they'll also be able to contact everyone else that's been in that cab. Everybody has to check in when we're going off to buy something at the shops, and this is just another time that they have to do that. But getting that information to the contact tracers is important, and being able to get to them quickly is important.
And of course, it is very, very important that we get those apps and of course follow through with everything that's been put forward by the government at this point in time. As we know, we are in a much better state than many other areas of the country, and that is all been made possible because of the rules and regulations that have been imposed by the government and followed by us. So, if we don't follow those rules and regulations that are being put in place, then of course we will not be safe, and we won't be enjoying the freedom that we are at this point in time. As we know, which is Christian Janmashtami, and which is taking place at many of our religious institutions, and that is only made possible because we are safe. So here's a message from the Premier.
We need everyone in this state to go and get vaccinated. We have this magical window here at the moment. I want to see Queenslanders come out and get vaccinated. Let's get everyone vaccinated. Let me make it very clear. This is this window of opportunity now. It is absolutely critical. We can't wait for the next outbreak. Come out and get your vaccination.
And that's a really good editing there by someone who's gone through those clips and to put it all together there. Well, right now let's take a look at some of the functions and events that are taking place. Well, breaking news is this event here, which is the Gold Coast Indian community, and this will be happening on 6th of November from 6 p.m. till midnight. So this is happening at Dreamworld. So it is wonderful to see that Diwali goes to Dreamworld. So it is amazing and wonderful. So Saturday 6th November 6 p.m. till midnight, unlimited rides, live DJ, food stalls, and more information and details will be coming soon. For more inquiries, phone 1300 970 and it will be wonderful to see this event taking place there in Gold Coast, which is a very, very iconic place for us. Well, right now, let's take a look at some of the other functions and events that are also taking place. And here we go. The first up is the BSK Annual Cup, which is happening right now, and it will be taking place every Sunday. And Nritya Bharati School of Kathak Arpan, which is on September the 4th, 5:30 till 8:30 p.m. Tickets are available at kathak.espodi.com, and if you haven't bought the tickets yet, please do so. Some tickets are still available, and if you had previously bought the tickets before the event was postponed, those tickets are still valid. And of course, Benio District Community, their Diwali is on 30th of October at St. Vincent's Road in Benio. And of course, we talked about BSK, and the Federation of Communities Diwali is on 5th of November at King George Square. India Day Fair, of course, we've got a bit of time for that this year because we wanted to wait till the restrictions were lifted completely, and it is a very good idea that it's be postponed, as the 15th of August dinner did take place in the Queensland Parliament. This is happening on 23rd of November at Suncorp Piazza. Everyone is welcome to attend. Krishna Janmashtami, invite Krishna to your home this year due to current COVID-19. This is through ISKCON that we're going to celebrate and giving each one an opportunity to invite Krishna and the devotees to their home and have a small and personal Janmashtami celebration. What a great idea. By contacting ISKCON, you can host a small program, and the team and devotees will come and manage the program at your house. So Tuesday 31st, 7 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. will be a special program as well. Well, of course, the Oram function, which is being held by Kairali Brisbane, and this will be on 11th of September. Sri Lakshmi Narayan Mandir in Burbank, Bhagavad Katha from 24th August till 29th August, 6 till 8 p.m. Katha, Aarti and Prasadam Sri Krishna Janam celebration will be on Monday, the 30th of August, 6 p.m. till midnight. Lalita Kalyala School of Bharatnatyam presents Sukno Bhavantu on Saturday 28th, which is this Saturday, 4:15 p.m. onwards at St. John's Anglican College in First Aid. If you haven't bought the tickets, and if you are lucky, you can get online and you may be able to secure your ticket. Boulevard, dinner and dance Fiji India Fusion, which is taking place as well. Please do support them as well. And Sangeet Premi Club presents an interfaith music festival, which is bhajan, kirtan, Sufi Chowal, Kawali, devotional music and dance. And this will be at the Acacia Ridge School Hall Auditorium, Ningham Street in Acacia Ridge. And this is on the 9th of October. That's the new date that's now been announced. It is now on October the 9th from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. It will be a wonderful program. Well, of course, the multicultural festival, which is taking place at St. John's Curdle on the 28th, which is this Saturday, which is at 108 to 112 Middle Road in Hillcrest. So the program begins at 10:30, supported by Brisbane City Council and the Queensland Government and City of Logan. A grand musical night by Sargam Music, which is now on the revised date of 13th of November. Mithun and Bondita Chakravarti always doing a wonderful job. The venue is Valamai Pigeon Performing Arts Centre, VPEC, as they are now in South Brisbane. Please, if you haven't registered, try booking. Is the registration site. Sri Vishnu Maya Mandir, of course, Sri Krishna Janam Ashtami by His Holiness Dharam Guru Pandit Tripathi Ji. Everyone is invited to please join in this celebration Monday 23rd till Monday 30th of August. Timing Monday to Friday 6:30 p.m. onwards, on Saturday and Sunday 5:30 p.m. onwards. Havan and will be performed on Saturday 28th August at 5 p.m. Sri Krishna Ji Ka Janam Utsav 8 p.m. on Monday 30th of August will be celebrated with Kirtan, Sohar, Garba, followed by Bhog, Aarti and Mahaprasad. For sponsorship, you can contact Devika. Sponsorship is $400 as a food sponsor. While Janamastami at Sri Selva Vinayakar Temple, which is at 4915 Mount Lindsay Highway in South McLean. It's a free event, and this is taking place on 28th August, which is Sunday, from 10:30 till 12:30 p.m. And now the superheroes. So Simply Human presents superheroes without capes, and this is now on the new date of 9th of October, taking place at Sunpack. And of course, if you had previously bought tickets, those tickets are valid. And if you haven't got the tickets, try booking is the site for the tickets of that. An evening of soulful music to raise funds for COVID-19. The classics and classicals, Saturday 28th. This Saturday, lot of things happening this Saturday at Unides Community Centre, Willawang. Tickets are via premiertickets.com. So for further information, contact Sachin on 0498 656 165. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, up to date on Australian Indian Radio. And of course, it's been wonderful having your company. There's lots of things that we could talk about, but we have to now prepare for the second part of the show, which will be the real estate update at 10 a.m. With Usha Chandra of GlobeNet Realty. And as we know, when we look at GlobeNet Realty, bringing to you the updates on every week for that what's happening right in the real estate field. So once again, for everyone who joined in, JP Soni Sahab, Bahut Shukriya. Thank you so much for joining in, for your support, and by sharing our feed to others as well. So Don't forget that now the new format is 9 a.m. We'll try and bring to you the Daily India Report with any of the local clips that we think convenient and appropriate. And of course, from 10 o'clock will be the specialist programs for the day. And today, being Wednesday, it will be Real Estate Update with Usha Chandra. See you back at 10.